A criminal case in the death of Michael Jackson is expected to be filed next week. Los Angeles prosecutors say they plan to proceed with charges against Jackson's personal doctor, Conrad Murray. Dmitry Gorin is a criminal defense attorney in Los Angeles. He joins me tonight with more on this. Thanks for talking to us. What are the charges that you expect to be laid against Dr. Murray?
I expect that charges of involuntary manslaughter are going to be filed Monday, and that's a violation of California Penal Code Section 192.
Involuntary manslaughter means what exactly?
It means that Dr. Murray performed an act, a lawful act, which he did with high recklessness. In other words, he administered propofol, and in that administration, the prosecution is alleging he was highly negligent. He was reckless in that he didn't have the proper medical staff present when he administered the propofol. He didn't have the proper medical equipment present when he administered this anesthetic. So you put the act of administrating the anesthetic with the fact that there wasn't sufficient support in the administration of the drug, and the district attorney's office feels they can prove the charge of involuntary manslaughter to a jury beyond a reasonable doubt here in Los Angeles.
Well, how strong do you think the case against him is, and what will be his defense?
Well, this is a very unusual case. Not many cases are brought in criminal court against doctors. Civil courts, meaning when somebody gets injured in the hospital, they're very common. And in fact, in civil court, doctors win most cases. Over 90% of verdicts in civil court go for doctors, meaning it goes against the plaintiff here in Los Angeles. As to the case here, the facts are highly unique. A doctor administering the drug, a drug that should only be used in a hospital setting, to a patient that's paying him a lot of money, a patient who may in fact be a drug addict with major medical problems. The district attorney appears to have a very strong case of recklessness, which is charges of involuntary manslaughter. I believe the defense is going to assert the fact that Dr. Murray did as best he could as a doctor. Hindsight is 20/20. He did everything medically reasonably necessary for Mr. Jackson, and Mr. Jackson was just very ill, and Dr. Murray acted as best he can under the circumstances. And that, in hindsight, you might say Dr. Murray should have done something different, but just because you can say that in hindsight doesn't make Dr. Murray guilty beyond a reasonable doubt under the California Penal Code.
Dmitry Gorin, thanks for your analysis on this tonight. We'll be watching and following this one closely.